Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review we are looking at the Tamashii Nation's Aura effect parts. So we have the orange and the blue ones here. I'll go through them both individually really quickly, but most of this review is going to just be you looking at the photos at the end because there's nothing for me to go over other than paint and sculpt and problems. So we're going to go through this pretty quickly. So let's do that. The main piece stands roughly 7 3/4 inches tall, which makes it just about 20 centimeters. It's about 13 centimeters across, which makes it about 5 1/4 inches. Really no depth to speak of, nothing worth mentioning. They are mostly translucent. I mean, they are translucent plastic with paintwork to give them the highlights. As you can see, the yellow here, and then it's more solid yellow with orange highlights. It's particularly good on the yellow set. We'll go over the blue ones in a minute. So we get the main piece here, and then each set comes with the two side pieces, which go on the bottom. They have this really heavy silver pearly shading on them, which the main pieces do not have, at least not nearly as much. So it is a little bit, I don't know, it doesn't look bad, but it looks odd that the bottom pieces are completely different color. But they do have the yellow and orange shading on them. Sculpt-wise, these pieces are really cool. I like the jagged edges, the way they're super sharp. Very cool looking. I like that a lot. Generally, I like the way this one looks a lot too, except for the fact that it's lumpy on this side. I don't want them to be completely symmetrical, but it leans significantly to the right, and it bows out on this side. So it's going to be kind of crooked on your display, and it's hard for me to show you that without it being on a surface, which I will later. But this side it's pushed out. It looks like somebody took the blur tool or smudge tool, not blur, smudge tool, and just pushed it over in Photoshop. So that's pretty disappointing. I mean, we're paying 20 bucks for this. And then all they had to do was paint it, and they still screwed up the sculpt, and the paint's only okay because that pearly paint just doesn't look right. It's just, I feel like Bandai knew they were going to make money on these either way, so they put almost no effort into it. And that leads me to my last point, the bottom part. You can see clearly, maybe not as clearly on video, but I think you can as in person, the base piece, this bottom piece here, pegs in, and you can see the line going straight across, and the vertical lines also. The only purpose of this piece is to look good, and they made it look like crap by putting that big base in there. It looks so bad. Why would you do that? It doesn't need to go up that high. Your only job was to sculpt this and paint it. The paint's okay, and the sculpt is only okay. And on top of that, it's like dog toy plastic. It's not that nice translucent clear plastic that they use for like the Mega Man effect parts for the D-Arts, and it's really, really cheaply made, and it irks me so much that for $20 for nothing, essentially, is just one sculpt, print out 1 million of them, make tons and tons of money on it. That was their whole plan. The quality is not such that it should be purchased other than because we need them for Goku, essentially. So I'm really bummed out. I wanted to buy a bunch of these and have all my Super Saiyans on the orange ones, and then my Super Saiyan Blue Goku on the blue one. And now I'm not. I'm keeping the one I have of each, and that's it. It's really disappointing. So there's the orange one. I'll show you the blue one. It's particularly dark blue, so it's going to look pretty odd against Super Saiyan Blue Goku. Also, the shading on the blue is really weird. The way they, like the yellow they did looked okay because it blended in, but the blue shading around the edges, it's really harsh. Like, it's not shading, it's just color block. It doesn't look right at all. Not very good at all. And then these have that super heavy silver on the bottom parts again. So it looks odd. And they're not bad, they're just, I don't know, guys. It's just really disappointing because they should have been so much better than what they are. Should have been so much better. And to be completely fair, they look really good compared to how they would in real life up against this black background. On a shelf, they lose most of their appeal, to be completely honest. They just don't look that good. So I'm pretty bummed out. It's fairly disappointing how these turned out for such a simple piece and something that everybody wanted, because, you know, we all have our SH Figure Arts, Gokus, and whoever else we want to put these effect parts on because they're good for just about everything. This set is really disappointing for what it should have been. I mean, they're fine, they're good enough. Like I said, they look a whole lot better on this black backdrop, but they're just very blah and bland. And I think if you're being honest with yourself, for all of you out there who have these, I think you can agree with every point I've made. It's really disappointing, and I just don't understand why it's like that. So there it is, guys. I guess I recommend you get at least a yellow one for your Awakening Goku or something like that, but I wouldn't buy a bunch of them, and I have a feeling they're going to end up getting marked down at most places because they're just not worth the price point at all. So stick around for the photos here at the end. If you do want to get them, they're in stock at Big Bad Toy Store, so check out the link in the description below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see my upcoming figure reviews, custom figures, and other good stuff. And in the meantime, keep collecting.